Growing my own food is one of the most rewarding things I've ever done, but it's not what most people think. Social media shows beautiful raised beds, overflowing baskets, and peaceful garden moments. It looks cheap, easy, and relaxing. The truth, it's messier, harder, more unpredictable, and way more educational than most people expect. And that's exactly why it's worth doing. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 common misconceptions or false expectations that most new and aspiring food gardeners have. Gardening is relaxing right up until the relaxing part is you just staring at the problems. Let's get into it. Expectation number 1. It's easy. People often think that gardening is passive. You plant seeds, you water them, they come up, you harvest. But growing food is really about constant decision making. You're managing soil health, nutrient balance, watering frequency, pest pressure, temperature swings, plant spacing, timing of planting. Miss one of those and your crops don't just slow down, they can completely collapse. For example, plant at the wrong time of year and you're fighting heat stress or frost, overwater, the roots rot, underwater, the growth stalls, fertilise too much, the plants burn, too little and they starve. You don't just grow food, you grow problem-solving skills, mostly problems. And what is wrong with you, young fella? Look at those drooping leaves. Yes, I talk to my plants sometimes, but they never listen to me. Expectation number 2, you'll save a fortune. Yes, growing your own food at home can save you money, but not always in the way that you imagine. There are garden bed materials, soil and compost, fertilizers, pest protection, irrigation, tools, seeds that don't always germinate. Early on, your mistakes can cost more than supermarket vegetables. At the beginning, you'll be growing a $2 zucchini for about $87 worth of gardening infrastructure. But the savings come later, when you know which crops thrive in your climate, which pests to expect, how to organically combat those pests, and how to keep the soil productive from one season to the next. My garden is like a bank account. I keep putting things in and somehow I still feel poor. Expectation number 3, it's all success. No one shows the crop failures, except for me. I've always shown the ugly side of gardening and the good. Heat waves scorch leaves, rain splits tomatoes, caterpillars chew through cabbage overnight. One bad storm can flatten weeks of growth. Gardening isn't like shopping. You can demand a refund from the supermarket, but not from nature. The real shift happens when you stop expecting perfection and start planning for losses. This doesn't make you a pessimist, it makes you a realist and a better planner. For example, you might sow more of a crop than usual to counter expected losses, or you might diversify by spreading the crop out rather than all in one bed, or grow a similar crop that is more hardy as a system backup. The other day, I planted a bunch of seeds expecting a ton of food, but nature called me and said, best I can do, Mark, is character development. Expectation number 4, it's healthier and perfect. Homegrown food is hardly ever perfect. We've been conditioned to expect perfect food, and I understand that. Fresh food is now getting so expensive that you think, I'm paying top dollar for this, so I'm going to bloomin' well pick the most perfect and best piece of produce off this shelf that I possibly can. I get it. By the way, it's good to see some supermarkets and fresh groceries selling imperfect produce at a discounted rate. This is a great initiative and there should be more of it, I reckon. But in reality, at home, leaves get holes, fruit has scars, or they don't look as shiny and colourful. They have odd shapes. But those imperfections often mean fewer chemicals or no chemicals at all, less transport, fresher harvest, better flavour, and usually better on the old hip pocket. The first time you taste one of your homegrown tomatoes plucked off the vine, warmed by the morning sun, you'll realise that looks isn't everything. If ugly fruit and veg was how they tasted, I'd be in big trouble. Expectation number 5, you're in control. Now this is a big one. You are not in control of your garden. You work with it. You respond to weather extremes, soil biology, seasonal changes, pest cycles. You become a manager of living systems, not a controller. It's a bit like playing God. You facilitate life. You do your best to manage it as best as you can, but it's impossible to be controlling it right down to a selected outcome. Sometimes you will lose. Other times you'll feel like you've done the bare minimum and you'll get a bumper crop. How did this happen? The unpredictability of nature. That's how. I used to check the weather for weekend plans. Now I check it to see which plants are going to emotionally damage me. But the reality people don't expect is the biggest surprise isn't the vegetables or the fruit you grow, it's what happens to you. You stop thinking like a consumer and you start thinking like a producer. You eat seasonally, you waste less, you notice weather patterns, you understand food systems, you view nature differently and you appreciate it for its good and its bad. A failed crop becomes a learning curve and a motivation to improve. And a successful crop is satisfaction, gratitude, and pride that your blood, sweat, tears, and effort paid off. Gardening isn't rocket science, but it's not exactly instant noodles either. Growing food doesn't remove problems, it replaces supermarket stress with garden challenges. And oddly, that feels better. And that's why it's still worth it. Yes, it's work. Yes, it's unpredictable. And yes, you will fail. But unlike money in your bank account, your knowledge compounds every season. You harvest more, you waste less, you gain confidence. Nothing tastes better than food you grow yourself. Except maybe takeaway in those odd occasions when your tomatoes die from extreme heat overnight. But seriously, if you expect perfection, gardening will frustrate you. If you expect a learning journey, it might just change your life. And that's what people don't tell you. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you give it a big learning thumbs up. I hope you like this kind of motivational type videos. It's close to my heart. I thought I would just pop that out as something a bit different. Remember, I've got a book, 100 Top Crops That You Can Grow, that's related to this. It's kind of a motivational type book. I've designed it so that it's a coffee table book, plenty of glossy pictures. There's quite a lot in this 260 plus page book. So if you want to buy it, you can go to Booktopia. The links are below and give it a crack and see what you think. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye for now. Cheers.